Hello everyone, welcome to Firdaus Moroccan Cuisine. Today I'm gonna be making Moroccan couscous with beef and vegetables. So first I'm gonna go through the ingredients. So I have here 1 kilo of beef shank. You can have any type of beef with bones. So here I choose beef shank. I have 2 onions and a half or 3 onions. I have zucchini, carrots, cabbage. I have turnip, squash, I have cilantro and some hot peppers, and I have a bowl full of chickpeas. You can use the fresh ones, you soak them in the water overnight and use them, which I did here, or you can use the canned ones, either or. And for spices I have ginger, turmeric, black pepper and a little bit of saffron. I have olive oil and salt. So the next step is I'm gonna chop all my vegetables. I'll start with the onions. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put my meat in the pot. So here for the meat I'm using a pressure cooker. Once it's cooked, then I'll switch it to the couscous pot, which I will show you. So I'll put my meat here, and I'll add the onions. For the spices, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of salt because the sauce is gonna be a lot. So after that, of course, you can taste and see if you need more. Black pepper, about a teaspoon. And for turmeric, about 2 teaspoons. And for ginger, same thing, about 2 teaspoons. And then add that little bit of saffron. And about 4 tablespoons of olive oil. And for this cilantro, I'm just gonna make it as a bunch and then put it on the top. I'm not gonna cut it, I just need the flavor. I don't need the leaves to be in the sauce. So then I just put it like that. I will reduce the heat. So now that I closed on my meat, I'm gonna start cutting the rest of the vegetables. So for the carrots, I just cut them in the middle, so just one cut. And then I'll do the same thing for the zucchini and the same thing for turnip. So for the squash, I'm gonna leave it as is, like I cut it, and I'm gonna have it cooked separately because it has that sweetness, so I'm not gonna mix it up with the sauce. So here I'm gonna add the chickpeas to the pot, so I'm gonna close it with the meat so it can cook as it takes longer. So after I add my chickpeas, I will add 4 or 5 cups of boiled water to the pot. I will make sure to stir it up so the meat doesn't stick at the bottom, and I'll close it and let it cook for 15 to 20 minutes before I check if the meat and the chickpeas are cooked. So for the couscous, I'm using a mixture of fine couscous and brown couscous. So I will need about 4 or 5 cups. Again, it depends on the size of the family. So I'll add here what's gonna be enough for 5 people. And with the couscous, usually even if you do extra, you can freeze it if you have leftovers. So what I'll do here is I'll soak it with water, and you can put it in a big bowl, or if you have a large plate like this. So I wash it with water very well, and I drain it and let it to dry. So after waiting 5 to 10 minutes, our couscous is dry now. So I work it out a little bit with my hands like this. And for it not to stick, I add a little bit, about table or 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I just work it like as you can see on the video. So here I'm gonna take my steamer. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil or palm spray so this couscous doesn't stick. And I'm gonna put all my couscous in it, and I'll put it in the pot to steam. So the first time I do it, I put all the couscous in. So usually I steam it for 3 times, and then each time until the steam comes on top of it, then I take it out and I'll add the water, and then I put it back. So 3 times is this process. Okay, now my couscous is ready for the third round. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna transfer this sauce here, and I'll put everything here. So for the vegetables, I started with carrots and turnip first. Now I add cabbage, and I'm gonna add the zucchini as well, all with the sauce of the meat where the meat and chickpeas was cooked. So I'll add everything, and then I will leave the hot peppers until the end because I don't want them to overcook and then have the sauce hot. So I leave them until the end. So for the squash, like I said, I cook it separately because I don't want that sweetness in the sauce of the couscous. So I just cut 1 onion, and I'll add some salt, some cinnamon, and I'll add a little bit of olive oil to it, and I'll add a little bit of water, and I'll let it to cook separately. So here, as you can see, the steam is coming out of my couscous, so that means it's ready for a second round. So you just basically leave it for 10 minutes until you can see the lot of steam is coming out, then you take it out. So here I'm gonna put it in this large plate again. So what I'm gonna do here is, because it's hot, so you can either whisk it with wooden spoon or use a whisk to separate it so it can cool off. And once it cool off, then I can add water and some salt to it. So since this is my third time doing this step, so the last step I'm gonna add the ghee. As you can see, if you don't have it, you can add some butter, and if you don't have, you can do without, and you add some salt, and I mix it up very well. Then I'll add again water. So this is the last step. So after all the ghee and the salt is mixed with the couscous, I work it out again with my hand until it's manageable and dry to put back on the steamer. So I steam it for the last time, another 10-15 minutes maximum, and our couscous is ready to be served. So here I put the quantity that I want to serve and in a large plate, and then I just put the sauce on top first. And after that I will place my vegetables however I want. So I start with the meat, and then cabbage, and then the rest of the vegetables. This is the final result of our couscous. I hope you liked the video, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe, support me with likes, and share the video with your friends so my channel can grow. Thank you for watching.